entrance music. I was expecting something a little more manly for me. Good morning. This coming Friday, February the 2nd, is a special feast day for us as Catholics. Of course, on February 2nd, we celebrate Groundhog Day. And you'll remember in Genesis, Noah, when the rain stopped at the bow of the boat and released the groundhog. No? Okay. I'll check. I think it's right. This Friday is a celebration of the presentation of the Lord in the temple. It is 40 days this Friday after Christmas. February 2nd is 40 days. The feast used to be called the Purification of the Virgin because in Jewish Old Testament Levitical law, there are a lot of purification rites. You remember in the New Testament, our Lord and the Pharisees talking about all these different purification rites that the Jewish people had. Well, one of them was that you had to wait 40 days after your firstborn son before you could go back to church. That was one of them. So, the presentation of our Lord in the temple happens on February 2nd. It's also the fourth joyful mystery in the Most Holy Rosary. But it also goes by another name that you may be familiar with, and that name is Candlemas. Candlemas, one word with one S. And that is the day that in the Catholic Church we bless all the candles for the year. Why is that? Well, if you will remember the story of the presentation of our Lord in the temple, the priest Simeon is there, and there is something called the Nunc Dimittis, or the Canticle of Simeon. And he says, Lord, now you let your servant peace. Your word has been fulfilled. My own eyes have seen the salvation you have brought for all people, a light to reveal you to the nations and to the glory of your people Israel. That is the first time that our Lord entered into the Jewish house of worship. That is the first time that the light entered into the worship space proper. And so that is the day that we bless all the candles. Candles are a big deal for us as Catholics. Why? Well, you will remember in John chapter 8, verse 12, our Lord himself says, I am the light of the world, and whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. So all the candles we have remind us of that light, most especially the sanctuary candle in the back, which is lit when the true presence of our Lord is in the tabernacle. So where does the groundhog fit in? It's the good part. So it used to be the Old Farmer's Almanac. Everyone's familiar with this. Well, that's not a strictly American phenomenon. It happens in all countries. They have kind of these old agricultural tales. And in Europe, in Germany specifically, on Candlemas Day, it went that if the weather was clear on Candlemas, winter was going to be long. And after the Reformation, when they tried to get rid of all things Catholic, they found the badger, the groundhog, the gopher, whatever it is, right? And they said, well, if he sees his shadow, because it's clear outside and the sun is out, on Candlemas Day, February 2nd, then we're going to have a longer winter. And that has been handed down over the years, so now we have Puxatawny Phil. Yet another one of our holidays taken over. But it's fun, right? So, you all have a wonderful week and God bless.